In this movie, I'll show you another way to recolor artwork, and this is a really great method that relies on a combination of color groups along with a color guide panel. So I'm going to start things off by selecting the two t-shirts in the third column, and I'll create a color group based on the selected colors by switching over to the swatches panel and then clicking on a little folder icon at the bottom of the panel. And I'll go ahead and name this Shades of Blue, let's say. And I'll make sure that selected artwork is turned on, and then I'll click OK in order to create a series of colors inside of this group. Now, it turns out we don't actually need the final one, so I'll press Control-Shift-A or Command-Shift-A on the Mac to deselect the artwork, and then I'll get rid of this guy right here because he's already duplicated by the rich black swatch. So I'll just drag it to the trash. Now let's create a new group of colors, this time based on red. So I'll go ahead and select the existing Shades of Blue group. And then I'll go ahead and turn it into a harmony here inside the color guide panel. Now I'll switch back to swatches and I'll select this shade of red as my base color. And now if I go back to the color guide panel, I should see that the entire harmony is updated based on that red that I just selected. And so now I'll go ahead and save off this row of colors right here as the swatches group by clicking on this little icon in the lower right corner of the color guide panel. Now, you won't see anything happen right away because you've made the color group inside the swatches panel. So go back to the swatches panel and you'll notice a new group right there. It will not have a name. It'll just be called color group 1. If you double click on the folder icon, that's going to bring up the edit colors dialog box. And then what you'd have to do in order to name this group is expand the dialog box so that you can see the names of the groups over here. Then you would have to enter a new name and click on this little hard drive icon. Or a simpler way to work, if all you want to do is change the name of a group, then the easier way to work is make sure the group is selected here inside the swatches panel once again. Then go to the panel's flyout menu and choose color group options. And that'll go ahead and bring up this color group options dialog box. And then I could just call this guy Shades of Red, of course, and then click OK. All right, now let's put that group to work in order to recolor this artwork. If you're working with me, go ahead and select the third column of t-shirts, both the top one and the bottom one. Then I'll go ahead and scroll over a little bit so that I can keep track of these selected shirts. And I'll go up to the recolor artwork icon and click on it. Now, for this trick to work, you need to be able to see your color groups. So go ahead and expand the dialog box if necessary. And then all you have to do is click on Shades of Red, and the deed is done. Illustrator just goes ahead and automatically reassigns the colors, and it does so intelligently. So it's finding analogous colors in the new color group. And again, if this isn't exactly the color scheme you're looking for, then you can make modifications. And in my case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find that color. I think it's this one once again. And in fact, just to make sure, I'll select this tool in the lower right corner here, and I'll click on that color bar. And sure enough, there are my folds, which is what I'm looking for. I'll go ahead and turn the tool off now by once again clicking on it. And now I'll just modify this color using the HSB values. So the first thing I'm going to do is darken the color by reducing the B value. And notice, by the way, you have to release the slider triangle in order to see things update on screen. I don't want it to be quite that dark, so I'll make it a little brighter and I'll increase the saturation as well. Again, you can absolutely go your own way and make whatever decisions you like, but that looks pretty darn good to me. And now I'll go ahead and click OK in order to apply my changes. Now, notice that Shades of Red is appearing in italics because, after all, I made a modification to one of the colors. So Illustrator is asking me, do I want to save my changes to the swatch group Shades of Red before closing? If you click yes, you will update the Shades of Red group. If you click no, you'll leave the group alone, but you will recolor the artwork. So clicking no still goes ahead and changes the blue t-shirts to red, as you can see here. The only thing I didn't do was update that one color swatch inside of the Shades of Red group. All right, now I'll click off the artwork to deselect it. And that's how you recolor artwork by creating color groups with the help of the color guide panel.